It appears that 50 Cent has issued a rather ominous warning to black artists, advising them to tread carefully around the Carters, especially Beyonce, who's reportedly facing accusations of swiping material from fellow artists. So, what exactly did he say? In a 2023 conversation with XXL, the G-Unit mogul sounded off on the importance of relationships in the music industry, and in the process, raised a few eyebrows when he insinuated it was Hov's marriage to Bey, and not necessarily his talent, that has contributed to his mainstream success. The same concept with the Super Bowl. See, they don't understand the relationship. They were trying to get Eminem to do the Super Bowl without me. It wasn't happening. Fifth set of his appearance at 2022 Super Bowl halftime show. He then drew attention to Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship. It's okay for the award shows not to give me the trophies. Even Jay-Z's career. You can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16-17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. And you go prior to that, he had one. That came with the association. You see, Jay and Beyonce's kids already have Grammys. They don't sing yet, they don't sing, they don't rap yet, and they already have Grammys. And so they say, give them this trophy so we can secure that they're coming to the awards show. It meant that much to the culture they just gave them the things, he added, implying the Carter family's long list of accolades is more a PR scam. Now this got several people thinking, could this be the case for Beyonce as well? Is she also getting away with being a mediocre artist just because of her larger-than-life name? Well, songwriter Tiffany Red tends to believe so.
I think Beyonce is a brilliant artist. I also think that Beyonce is a hypocrite.
Tiffany Red has been speaking out against the music industry, particularly Beyonce, for claiming credit for songs she didn't actually write. Tiffany has a notable track record, having worked with big names like Jennifer Hudson and Fantasia. Tiffany Red is fed up with artists like Beyonce enjoying the spotlight and wealth, while songwriters like herself struggle to make a living. What particularly irks her is that Beyonce, who hasn't contributed to the songwriting process, still receives a substantial share of the royalties. Tiffany highlights that Beyonce employs contracts that prevent songwriters from speaking out against her unfair practices. Having reached her breaking point, Tiffany is now raising her voice against this injustice. She clarifies that Beyonce isn't the sole offender, but she stands out among the worst. Even when Jay-Z publicly criticized the Grammys for not awarding Beyonce Album of the Year, Tiffany didn't hesitate to speak out. In response, she pointedly said, maybe Beyonce will win the Grammy for Album of the Year when she starts paying songwriters and stops taking publishing from them. I hear it's around 15-30%. By the way, Grammys don't pay the bills. Pay songwriters, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Parkwood, and Rock Nation. Additionally, in a comprehensive online video, Red criticized various artists, including Zendaya and Tamar Braxton, for claiming songwriting credit where she believes it wasn't deserved. The Grammy-winning songwriter specifically targeted Beyonce for similar practices. Red explained, the reason I called out Beyonce is because she is the Michael Jackson of our generation. I spoke to somebody yesterday who's the manager of a writer and producer on Renaissance, a record beloved by many. The song was written 6 years before it reached Beyonce, yet she received 25% of the song. I also spoke to another writer who wrote and sang on one of your favorite songs. Issues with credits and a tangled business situation have left Beyonce's reputation in disarray. Last year, during her tour with a record featuring vocals from another artist, there were concerns about the proper crediting. Addressing this, Tiffany Red revealed, the reason why people who work for Beyonce don't talk is they're all on NDAs, because that's how she operates, silencing people so that nobody can speak. Expressing her hope for change, she added, my hope is that on Act L, Beyonce will pay songwriters a songwriter fee and master points, and not take publishing or songwriting credit on any songs she did not write. Kellis has previously called out Beyonce for similar reasons. In 2022 social media posts, Kellis highlighted that Beyonce's song Renaissance contained elements of her 2003 hit Milkshake, and she claimed she was never asked for permission. Kellis expressed her frustration, stating, my mind is blown too, because the level of disrespect and utter ignorance of all three parties involved is astounding. Beyonce's history of appropriating from fellow creatives extends to her hit song, If I Were a Boy, the ballad from I Am. Sasha Fierce was originally written by B.C. Jean after a breakup. BC Jean, who intended it as her lead single, was surprised when Beyoncé's team decided to have her record her own version. BC was credited as the songwriter, although she didn't plan for anyone else to sing it, calling the situation an amazing compliment, but also feeling taken for a ride. However, BC later clarified that the internet exaggerated claims regarding her song being stolen. "The story is not as bad as everyone's saying it is," she explained. "It's pretty much the best breakup ever, the best experience ever, and again, it'll be on my album coming out in January." While it seems like she might not be telling the full truth, at least she secured a substantial check out of the deal. Furthermore, Beyoncé faced accusations of replicating her Countdown music video from Belgian dancer Teresa de Keersmaker. While Beyoncé's choreography is undeniably iconic, the longevity in the industry may make it challenging for her and her team to consistently generate new and original ideas. Fans created side-by-side comparison videos showcasing the similarities, prompting Beyoncé to admit that the video was meant to be an homage. In a statement to the New York Times, she said, "Clearly, the ballet Roses Danced Roses was one of many references for my video, Countdown. It was one of the inspirations used to bring the feel and look of the song to life." However, de Keersmaker expressed disappointment, expecting Beyoncé's team to give her a heads up instead of directly using her work as an homage. She stated, "There are protocols and consequences to such actions, and I can't imagine Beyoncé and her team are not aware of it." As if that weren't enough, Beyoncé allegedly took Baby Boy from a struggling singer-songwriter. In 2003, artist Jennifer Armour sent a demo of her song, "Got a Little Bit of Love for You," to Beyoncé's record label, Columbia Records. A few months later, she heard Baby Boy on the radio and felt the song sounded remarkably familiar. Despite filing a lawsuit, Armour lost because she couldn't prove to the judge that Bey physically heard her song first. Adding to the controversies, Beyoncé was accused of stealing dance moves for her Formation World Tour. Dancer and choreographer Marlon Oretz called out Beyoncé for taking moves from her troupe's show, De La Guarda. Expressing her grievances on social media, she took to Instagram with a lengthy post, emphasizing that while inspiration is appreciated, credit is equally important for struggling colleagues. She directly addressed Beyoncé, stating, "You have the nerve to steal exact concepts and choreography from other real creative geniuses. Stole from Breaking Surface, stole the stomping from De La Guarda, Fuerza Bruta." While acknowledging the legitimacy of inspiration, she urged Beyoncé to make the effort to infuse her unique touch. Interestingly, this reputation for song stealing seems to have persisted even during Beyoncé's Destiny's Child days. Producer Terrence T. Rob Robinson filed a $200 million lawsuit against Destiny's Child for allegedly stealing his song, Glorious, which he produced in 2000. Robinson had shown the song to Beyoncé's father and manager, Matthew Knowles, with the expectation that it would kickstart his career. However, Matthew disappeared with the song, and months later, Survivor emerged without Terrence's name or credit. At a news conference about the alleged theft, Robinson lamented, "I know right now I would be one of the biggest, most sought-after producers." The outcome of the lawsuit remains unclear, suggesting it might have been settled out of court. Additionally, there are claims that Beyoncé lied about writing Crazy in Love. While the track is considered one of the best pop songs of the 2000s, Beyoncé's version of the story attributes it to a spontaneous collaboration with producer Rich Harrison. According to her, the song originated from her looking crazy in the studio. However, Rich Harrison tells a different tale, stating that after playing a sample for Beyoncé, she instructed him to write the song, promising to return in 2 hours. Despite being hungover, he managed to write the entire song and play all the instruments before Beyoncé returned, with her only contribution being the bridge. Moving on to Irreplaceable, in 2008, Beyoncé faced criticism when she claimed to have written the song for fellow women during a concert. Contrary to popular belief, Beyoncé didn't write Irreplaceable. Neyo did. Neyo revealed in 2011, "I honestly wrote that song for myself." However, he acknowledged that a man singing it could come across as misogynistic, and Beyoncé put her unique spin on it. Neyo had no issue with her taking songwriting credit, appreciating her interpretation interpretation, moving on to the Stevie Nicks sample in Bootylicious. The famous guitar riff from Stevie Nicks' Edge of 17, heavily sampled in the track, wasn't Beyoncé's idea, as she claimed. Producer Rob Fusari was the mastermind behind the sample, and when he saw Beyoncé taking credit on television, he expressed his dissatisfaction, emphasizing that it was his idea. In a revealing moment from her I Am Yours DVD, Beyoncé stated, "It was 2000 and we were on our way to Japan, and I came across this Stevie Nicks song. Something about this guitar riff reminded me of a voluptuous woman, and I said, I am going to write a song to celebrate a woman's curves." However, this narrative was contested by Fusari, who shared his perspective with Billboard, revealing that it wasn't Beyoncé's idea, but his own. Adding to the controversies, in 2018, Azealia Banks made claims that Beyoncé attempts to steal from talented women. Banks criticized Mrs. Carter for lacking originality and accused her of using stolen choreography from her Count Contessa music video, choreographed by Ashanti. Banks suggested Beyoncé hire her, but she insisted she wasn't the only artist who had experienced appropriation from Beyoncé. Azealia Banks asserts that while Beyoncé promotes a message of female empowerment, she has consistently attempted to steal from talented women and outdo them unsuccessfully. Banks hopes that Beyoncé will humble herself to accept the visions and full projects put together by women who admire her. Banks continued, expressing her desire for Beyoncé to refrain from more thoughtless moments and ponder why she wants to be a regular bee. In 2016, Banks made similar accusations, claiming Beyoncé exploited black female artists, stating, "She's not an artist. She's a poacher. She takes food out of darker-skinned women's mouths and pretends to be inspired." Banks suggested Beyoncé stay under Jay-Z's influence and not hinder creative women. Beyoncé's alleged mimicry extends beyond music to style. Erykah Badu raised eyebrows a few months ago with a post that prompted fans to question if she was throwing shade at Beyoncé for copying her style or suggesting that Beyoncé repeatedly steals from other artists and should be stopped. Erykah Badu posted a photo of Beyoncé performing in East Rutherford, New Jersey, with a caption about Beyoncé's outfit, including a dramatic top hat. Badu also posted a picture of herself wearing something similar, captioning it, "I guess I'm everyone's stylist, favorite chrome mirror hat." While Erykah Badu is known for her over-the-top hats, some people argued that Beyoncé has been wearing similar hats for years, and this instance was likely related to the Renaissance theme. Critics suggested that Erykah Badu might be reaching, emphasizing that artists like Beyoncé have numerous stylists who contribute to their looks, and similarities may not directly involve the artist. Moreover, many people didn't perceive an issue, even if Beyoncé drew inspiration from Erykah. Some argued that it was unkind for Erykah to shade Beyoncé, considering Beyoncé had acknowledged her as one of the greats. However, the backstory reveals that Erykah's Instagram stories weren't entirely out of the blue. When Beyoncé posted photos on Instagram wearing the same hat, Erykah commented, "I'm flattered," and some sensed a tinge of negative energy. Subsequently, Erykah posted Instagram stories and a reel on her page, expressing that the chrome hat is her favorite. Initially dismissed as stirring up drama, Erykah's repeated posts indicated a belief that Beyoncé was copying her style. It's also possible that Beyoncé intentionally wore the hat to mimic Erykah. In 2015, Serbian pop star Jelena Karlusa accused Beyoncé of copying her style, following previous accusations against Kim Kardashian. Karlusa posted side-by-side comparison shots of similar outfits they wore over the years, advocating for originality and suggesting Beyoncé try it sometime. Beyoncé's alleged habit of appropriating from other artists is further exemplified by the treatment of Omri. Struggling to gain recognition for her music, Omri sought the help of producer Rich Harrison, known for working with both J.Lo and Beyoncé. In 2004, they worked on the lead single for her second album, One Thing, completing it in just 2 to 3 hours. However, Columbia, Omri's label, didn't approve of the track. Facing challenges with her second album, Omri collaborated with producer Rich Harrison to create the lead single One Thing. Despite their efforts to enhance the song as per the label's request for bigger choruses, Columbia continually rejected every version they submitted. After 6 months of recording, Omri and Harrison decided to leak the song to radio stations. However, suspicions arose that Columbia was attempting to sabotage the single, possibly due to J.Lo's upcoming album, Rebirth. Despite radio stations refusing to remove one thing from their playlists, Omri eventually received the official release she deserved. Interestingly, J.Lo ended up working on Get Right, another song produced by Harrison, raising questions among fans. Internet detectives began tracing the origins of Beyoncé's 2003 hit Crazy in Love to Omri's One Thing and Why Don't We Fall in Love. In a 2004 MTV interview, Beyoncé credited the horn hook as a key element that made Crazy in Love a hit, describing it as having a go-go feel and an old-school feel. Fans argued that this was reminiscent of Omri's signature sound. While the Bayhive contends that speculations are overreaching, many find it suspicious that Harrison initially worked with Omri, but was later brought by Matthew Knowles to collaborate with Beyoncé and Kelly Rowland. Some also believe that in Harrison's statement about Crazy in Love, he might have been referring to Omri's sound, stating, "Yeah, I had it in the chamber until I got the call from B." In an unrelated statement, Omri highlighted the challenge of getting people in the industry to embrace her go-go sound, mentioning that go-go is not widely heard outside of DC. The collaboration between Omri and Rich Harrison on Need You Tonight, a song on Omri's last album, introduced a fresh sound that they revisited on an up-tempo track. Omri expressed the need for an up-tempo rendition to capture the fast-paced essence heard on DC radio, providing a distinctive sound for those familiar with DC, Maryland, and the surrounding areas. Omri's supporters speculated that Harrison might have drawn inspiration from their collaborations based on this statement. Additionally, fans noted that around the same time, Beyoncé began incorporating elements of Omri's funk style in her music videos. However, given that Crazy in Love was released first, Beyoncé's fans argue that the accusations are unfounded. Even during her Destiny's Child days, Beyoncé and her team faced accusations of stealing. Producer Terrence T. Rob Robinson filed a $200 million lawsuit against Destiny's Child, alleging that they stole his song Glorious, which he produced in 2000. Robinson showed the song to Matthew Knowles, expecting it to launch his career. However, Matthew disappeared with the song, and Survivor was released months later. The list of alleged incidents goes on, with Beyoncé accused of lying about writing Crazy in Love, Irreplaceable, and falsely claiming credit for the Stevie Nicks sample in Bootylicious. She's also said to have copied her 2011 Billboard Music Awards performance from an Italian pop star and allegedly lifted concepts from Madonna, as detailed in a Twitter thread. There's even a clip suggesting Beyoncé may have fabricated the origin of Bow Down, claiming she woke up with an aggressive and angry chant, contrary to her usual demeanor. Beyoncé found herself in a defensive position regarding Bow Down. Contrary to her claim of the song's origin, it was revealed that the song was actually written for Rihanna by the songwriting brothers Rock City, known for their work on Rihanna's hits like Man Down, We Can't Stop, and Replay. They disclosed in a podcast that they crafted the song in just 9 minutes with the intention of delivering it to Rihanna. In a recent Vogue shoot, Beyoncé showcased long chrome acrylic nails with needles, a unique concept originally created by Victoria Shen. However, Shen was unaware that Beyoncé adopted her idea without proper attribution or compensation. Only after facing backlash did Beyoncé's team credit Shen for the needle nails. Despite numerous allegations of copying or stealing from fellow artists, Beyoncé's undeniable success is a testament to her hard work and unwavering dedication to her craft. She has rightfully earned the title Queen Bey. And with that, we conclude this video. Goodbye.